What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dante Toro, and today we are back with another tier list, and I am going to be ranking WWE finishers based off of pain level. So I have about 20 to 30 finishers here, and basically what I'm gonna do is rank them based off of how I think I could take the move. Do I think the move is gonna hurt too much? Do I think the move doesn't hurt at all? I'm just gonna be ranking them based on how I think I can take it and the pain level that comes with it. Without further ado, hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Let's jump into it. Okay, first one we have here is John Cena's attitude adjustment. And I'll be honest with you, for as great as John Cena is, he could have a better finisher. Always could have had a better finisher. I don't think it's like, it doesn't hurt at all, but at the end of the day, you're just getting flipped on your back, you know, from a 6-foot level. I don't really think that's anything too crazy. I don't think it's questionable about, how does this hurt? Maybe you land on your back the wrong way, you tweak your back a little bit, that's gonna hurt, but I'll say it's ouch. I'll say it's right in the middle, John Cena. So Rey Mysterio 619. This one is a bit more unprotected, and you don't really know when Rey is coming around. You can probably sense that he's running behind you, and you can kind of look over to, you know, see if you can see him wrapping around, but this is a move that if you don't cover your face or you don't protect yourself, broken nose easily. I think with that being said, and kind of the aspect of shock, not knowing when he's coming around, you don't see it coming, I'm gonna put him in real painful. I don't know, I feel like the risk of getting two legs, two shins, knees, whatever it may be to the face, I don't like the idea of that and it would hurt a lot. So I'm gonna put in real painful. Also didn't point out before the different tiers we have here. We have fucking brutal at number 1, real painful, ouch. How does that hurt? And I could take that. When it comes to Brock Lesnar's F5, I definitely couldn't take that. I think it would be real painful, actually. Now, if it's like someone else giving me the F5, maybe it gets brought down to an ouch or something. But if Brock Lesnar is the one giving it to me, it's not gonna feel great. And it doesn't matter what move Brock Lesnar is doing, it probably will be in the top 1 or 2 tiers. CM Punk's GTS, kind of like the same thing with Rey Mysterio's, where it's like when you're coming down, you can protect your face, but at the same time, it can catch you off guard and you can get clocked real good. I probably would, I mean, listen, if you get hit with a knee right to the face, you're gonna get some damage done there. So I'm gonna put real painful. Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin Music, I'll put it in fucking brutal. Listen, I'm talking about Shawn Michaels super kick. I'm not talking about this 2025 just super kicks galore in wrestling. No, I'm talking about Shawn Michaels tuning up the band. No fucking around, no BS. If Shawn Michaels is hitting me with the Sweet Chin Music, I am not getting up. Forget the count of 3. Forget a 10 count for a false count anywhere. I'm not getting up for a long time. I'm spending the night in the hospital if I get hit with one of those. Triple H's pedigree. You know what? How does that hurt? I'm just gonna say it because the way, if this was Triple H's very first pedigree where we saw, I forget what the guy's name was, but he basically pile drived the guy head first, that's different. But that's like a pile driver. This pedigree, Triple H's knees hit the ground. He lets go of your hands at one point so you can cover yourself. There are variations where he does hold on, he does lock onto the arms, which does make it look more legit. But as the years have gone on, the pedigree definitely has been watered down. If this was a Seth Rollins pedigree, this is, I could take that because the Seth Rollins pedigree is the worst, one of the worst moves in wrestling. But Triple H, it's iconic. It's absolutely iconic, but I don't know how that hurts. The setup of it and the look of it is a lot better than, you know, the impact of it. I'll put it that way. So that's why I'm gonna put it here at how does that hurt. Randy Orton's punt. Not gonna explain that one. I would be in the hospital for a few months. JBL's clothesline from hell. You're joining the top tier. Anyone that says that this clothesline is anywhere but the top tier, that they could put it anywhere below, even if it's real painful, just for them to think that it's not gonna be fucking brutal, is out of their mind. He has a reputation, you know, of being a little bit stiff, of hitting wrestlers hard. If you are on JBL's bad side, that clothesline from hell is gonna take you out. Kane's chokeslam, if we're talking about early on Kane, like original mask Kane, this is definitely in the top 2 here. I'm not sure of the exact story, but I know he had an injury at some point during like his early years. It was like bicep injury or shoulder injury, whatever it was. He never came back looking the same. He never looked as big as he was, and the chokeslam never looked as effective. Kane early choke slam. I'm gonna say that's real painful. Drew McIntyre's Claymore. I hate this, like, this is just gonna be a list it's gonna be top heavy. It's gonna be top heavy because I can't sit here and say like, oh, most of these moves wouldn't hurt, right? Like, yeah, these moves are gonna fucking hurt. I'm getting hit with a Claymore by Drew McIntyre. Like, that's real painful. And this has become like a out of nowhere type of move. So the shock factor in it as well. That boot to the face by that Scottish socio-psychopath. No, that's painful. That's real painful, actually. Hulk Hogan's leg drop. drop. Welcome to the I Could Take That list. Oh man, what a shitty finisher. Man, I hate to say it, but like there were just so many moves back in the day that were just so not believable. And like it's, 70s, 80s, whatever, like wrestling, it's so different back then. But the fact that we have a guy that's on the Mount Rushmore for a lot of people, whose finishing move was a leg drop that honestly like fucked up his back and he got a lot of injuries from it. What a fucking terrible move. But you want to talk about a good fucking move? Let's do the Black Mass. We're putting that in fucking brutal. Yeah. If you say anything otherwise about this move not being in fucking brutal, just like the clothesline to hell, get out of here. You would never take a Black Mass from Aleister Black. This thing would send you into the dark realm. This shit would send you to another world. How he delivers that and doesn't injure his opponent or actually knock them out or break their jaw, astonishing. Welcome back to the list, Brock Lesnar. I hate to say it, again, this is a top heavy list, guys. I hate to do this, but a Kimura clutch, I believe that's called. Let me fact check it. Kimura lock, okay, just wanted to make sure I got it right. But Brock Lesnar in a Kimura lock, this is another instance where it's like, maybe if someone else was giving it to me, maybe another 5'9", 5'10" gentleman that's around the 160, 170 pound range, maybe that wouldn't be a fucking brutal move. But since it's Brock Lesnar, who is a former UFC heavyweight champion, a former multiple-time WWE champion, and one of the most intimidating and also greatest athletes to ever walk the face of the earth, yeah, I want to put that in fucking brutal because not only is he going to break my arm, he's going to rip it off of my body, and then he's going to eat it afterwards, and then he's going to, like, piss on me and then spit on me or something. Yeah, but I don't want anything to do with Brock Lesnar. He's too scary. Big E's big ending. I hate to do it, but like, how does that hurt? I want to make myself sound like a tough guy. Like, oh, I could take some of these moves. But I see this move and I'm just like, I'm bringing it down to I could take that. Because I think most people could. I love Big E. He's great, but he's one of those guys that suffers from having not a great move. Kofi Kingston's SOS. I definitely am going to put this, ouch, maybe. I mean, this is a move that I feel goes hand in hand with the seller, right? Like if Dolph Ziggler is taking this is fucking brutal. Daniel Bryan, when he took it at WrestleMania, made it look legit and look like, oh, like he may have just knocked him out. He gets you the right way, it can be real painful. But I do have a lot in the top heavy, like the top two sections here. So I'm gonna put Kofi Kingston in ouch. Again, I'm not, even though I'm putting it in ouch, I don't want it to make it seem like, oh, I can take this. Like this is nothing to me. All these moves would hurt except for the Hulk Hogan leg drop. Fuck that, fuck him. But like all these moves are gonna hurt, okay? I wanna preface that. I'm not a tough guy here, okay? I love The Sopranos, but I'm no tough guy. John Cena's 5-star knuckle shuffle. Okay, is it a Hulk Hogan leg drop-esque move? I think it is. I hate to do it to John Cena. He's one of the greatest of all times. You can say he's the GOAT, but the 5-star knuckle shuffle going into the attitude adjustment, just not the most believable setup, not the most believable finish in the world. For the PG era, sure, you got it, but I don't know. The rock bottom, okay, we're gonna put that in how does that hurt? You're being lifted like 2-3 feet off the ground, just falling on your back. Like, it could hurt, like, yeah, you fall awkwardly on your back, you tweak it a little bit, anything could happen, but what an underwhelming move. And you know what, this is a few ahead, but I'm gonna skip ahead. The people's elbow. If there is one move that is less believable than Hulk Hogan's leg drop, it's the people's elbow. I love The Rock. I want to make this very clear. I love The Rock, the final boss. But God, did he have a terrible finishing moveset. The rock bottom and the people's elbow. Like some of the greatest wrestlers of all time just have not so believable finishers. And at the time it's different, like Attitude Era Rock. He's electrifying, and the setup, throwing the elbow, getting the crowd going, bouncing off the ropes. For the entertainment aspect of it, it works. But for the actual believability of, ooh, that Rock elbow that just grazed his shoulder, and I don't even know if he touched him. Like, no, that doesn't hurt, brother. So we have Roman Reigns' spear here, and I know there's a lot of wrestlers that use spears. So we have Roman, Goldberg, Braun Breaker, Edge, even the Big Show used it at one point, Rhino, the Gore. There's a lot of spears. Roman Reigns' spear, I'm putting an ouch. I don't think he has the worst spear in the world. I think Edge has the worst spear, and that might be a hot take. If Edge's spear was on here, I would put that in the I could take that, because he just wraps his arm around you and then goes around. Doesn't go into you. Roman Reigns' spear, I'll give him credit. It does look like he goes into them sometimes, for the most part. Sometimes it also looks like he just kind of wraps his arm around him and goes away from him. Braun Breaker, Goldberg, those guys are fucking brutal. I would never want to take a spear from either one of those men. But Roman Reigns, I don't think it's the most painful move in the world, but I don't think, it's not an easy move to take. I can't just say I could take that. It's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna hurt as much as some of the other moves that we mentioned. The RKO. This might be a hot take too. I don't think the RKO really like hurts that much. It's an entertainment move. The out of nowhere aspect, it's exciting. It's an exciting move to watch happen on television, especially when it's like Evan Bourne going for a shooting star press and he gets caught in midair, or Randy Orton lifting up Dolph Ziggler and hitting him with the RKO. There's a lot of great variations and it's very entertaining, but you're kind of protected in this move and your head isn't really hitting the mat. Again, unless you're selling it like a madman, which you could, I don't think it would hurt as much as some of the moves that we have above here. It does kind of suck that I have the RKO on the same level as like an attitude adjustment, because I do think the RKO is a little bit more brutal than an attitude adjustment, but yeah, what can you do? Sami Zayn's Haluva kick. I honestly, I might put that in fucking brutal, because it's this thing where, yeah, you can get your hands up and sell it, but you get a nasty boot to the face like that, oof, that's gonna be brutal. I'm gonna put it in real painful. The reason why I'm gonna put it in real painful is because you can see it coming, right? Sami Zayn runs from across the ring, so you kind of have a little bit time to prepare and stuff like that. There's no like shock factor in the sense of it's out of nowhere. I might go back and move that, but for now I'm gonna put it in real painful. Bret Hart sharpshooter. You know what? I feel like this move can genuinely like break your back and break your legs and your knees and your spirit. Obviously this match here, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, is the match where the image or the shot of Stone Cold bleeding in the sharpshooter and then passing out after. I mean, that is one of the most iconic shots in wrestling history, showing you how brutal wrestling can be in that match itself. So I'm gonna put the sharpshooter in fucking brutal. I mean, I don't know. It might just be real painful. This and the Haluva kick are really, I think these could be in either category, honestly. All right, let's move on. The angle slam, I'm gonna put an ouch. Taking it from one of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time, I think, you know, it's not gonna feel great. I definitely is gonna hurt a little bit. You're getting lifted up and getting thrown on your back, but I don't think it's the most painful thing in the world. So we're gonna put in ouch. The ankle lock, I think, honestly, I think that could be fucking brutal, because if you have like Perk Angle doing this to you, he's snapping your damn shit. The Samoan spike, yeah, I'm not gonna waste your time here. Thumb to your throat, someone like Umaga doing that to you, big time fucking brutal. I don't care what anyone says. The STF, sorry John, how does that hurt, man? I mean, you're wrapping the leg up. In this picture with Chris Jericho, it looks like he does have his like forearm underneath him and choking him, but a lot of the time it's just him has his arms like this, and it's not like he's barely even touching the guy's like chin or anything. It doesn't even look like it hurts most of the time. Early on, Cena, when he debuted it and actually made it look like a chokehold, fine. But modern day STF, I don't see how that hurts. The Stone Cold Stunner, as someone that took it, I can definitely say there's a little, there's an ouch effect to it. You're going face first into someone's shoulder, and then it's the, you know, landing afterwards. You know, you take the bump, whether it's you go flying up in the air, you hit the mat hard after, whatever it may be. I was definitely walking with a little bit of a pain in my back after landing, after I took it for the first time. So not the most believable, best finisher in the world, but I'll tell you what, I think it's more believable than some of the best wrestlers of all time, like John Cena, The Rock, and Hulk Hogan. I think the Stone Cold Stunner is a better finisher, more believable finisher than all those. We have Seth Rollins' curb stomp. I think this could definitely be in real painful or fucking brutal. I mean, a curb stomp is just the idea of it. Honestly, yeah, I'm not gonna actually act like that wouldn't be fucking brutal. It would be fucking brutal. A curb stomp face first into the ground with the full force of someone's just stomping on your face, yeah, no good. So there's a reason why they had Seth Rollins stop using it for a few years. It is a brutal move, and if it's not done correctly, some serious damage can get done to this area right here. All right, Mr. Sacco. Yeah, I could take that. It's just like the idea of it is gross. It's like a, you know, like a dirty sock, whatever. But putting a sock in your mouth, I guess the fingers going, trying to choke you out, that's the idea of it, but I could take that. A bro kick, I could not take. Sheamus is a big guy. He's a big boy, and I wouldn't say he's a stiff wrestler, but he's hard hitting. Someone like Sheamus, any move he puts on me is gonna be fucking brutal. So a bro kick, absolutely. The Cesaro swing, I could take that. It doesn't hurt you. You're just gonna be very dizzy after. You're gonna be very dizzy. It's very impressive. I think most people could take that. You might get a little sick after, might throw up if you don't like getting dizzy, but the world's strongest slam, you know, I don't think it is the craziest move in the world, but since Mark Henry is the one giving it, I am putting it under real painful. He's the world's strongest man. It's not even the impact of it. It's the fact that you have a big ass man falling on top of you while you take the move. Yeah, if it was anyone else, probably would be an ouch or something like that. Maybe even how does that hurt? But since it's Mark Henry, it's going under real painful. Ooh, the styles clash. Okay, you're falling on your stomach, but you also have the protection of AJ's knees, and AJ is the ultimate professional. AJ, you're not getting hurt with AJ. The only time you'd get hurt in this is because of you. If you don't tuck your chin, you have to tuck your chin. If you bring it down low, you can break your neck. Kind of like James Ellsworth that almost happened to. So you have to work with AJ here, but I don't know if it's fucking brutal. I think it's real painful. It's not gonna feel good, but I think there are some finishers worse. The Cuda Gr, I'll tell you what, can we put more? Oh wow, you can. Okay, cool. Yeah, Cuda Gr is definitely going in fucking brutal. It honestly is one of the most believable moves in wrestling, to be completely honest with you. I think the Cuda Gr is one of the most believable, like, wow, that actually could have hurt him. Sometimes I watch this move and I don't understand why guys don't get seriously hurt. Finn Balor, also being one of the best wrestlers in the world, does a great job of protecting his opponents, you know, controlling his weight and stuff. I would never take this, ever. Okay, we are down to our last three, and we have Daniel Bryan's running knee. I see this move, and a lot of the times it doesn't even look like the knee fully connects, like the knee hits your shoulder or something like that. Call me crazy, I'm gonna put it in ouch. Shane McMahon's coast to coast. I'll tell you what, if there's a trash can involved, this is definitely gonna be towards the top here. Regular coast to coast, I feel like you're gonna get some of it. Shane McMahon is jumping from a far ways across the ring, so by the time he gets to you, he's falling to the ground. You're not getting all of it. You're getting just a little bit of impact. If the ring was like half of the size of it was, that full impact there, he's not jumping as far, that could be in fucking brutal, but I'm gonna put in ouch. And then the last one we have here is the tombstone pile driver. Same thing with the coup de grace, where it's just one of those moves that, it's one of the most believable moves you'll ever see. There is so much room for error in this move, and so much bad shit could happen. I'm gonna say the Undertaker's tombstone isn't fucking brutal. I would also just be terrified of just like, most of that is in Undertaker's control. So you're upside down, about to be dropped on your head, hoping that this guy, the Undertaker, the person that you're wrestling, will hold you up, protect you, and hope that your neck, your head doesn't spike against the ground. We know what happened when someone took a pile driver and they went head first into the ground. It wasn't good. Thankfully, they came back and they were, everything worked out, but there's a lot of room for error, like I said, and the tombstone pile driver can be a dangerous move to take. Okay, so this is my ranking. This is my tier list. There's a few of them that I think, can be moved around and shit like that, but there's factors that go into it. I can see the comments now. I feel like there are gonna be people that like, you can take that, or you think that move hurts. There's no way that move hurts. There's no way you can take that. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say, so let me know in the comments how you would rank some of these moves, what move you think is the most painful to take, and whether you think I'm crazy or not for ranking them the way that I did. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Peace out.